All right, so we got, I'm going to give a little bit of instruction here on how to do rigging with the hang frame for the Lebanon Highline and Adventure Festival. So this is just a dummy setup that I've made to kind of give the basics of the how the rigging is going to happen. We're going to have the anchor over against the rocks on the rock wall, or however we're going to have those anchors aligned. We're going to have a master point of 3 or 4 bolts that are equalized with an overhand knot to make a BFK knot, which then is going to be the master point, which we're going to clip the end of a whoopie sling to. We're going to use double shackles and double whoopie slings. These 2 whoopie slings are going to come up from the double shackle on the master point, and it's going to come up, again, 2 whoopie slings up to 2 shackles here. The shackles here are going to be also connected to the hang frame. So just imagine that this carabiner is not a carabiner, but a shackle here. We're going to have the both the whoopie slings connected to the shackle, and then once we get both whoopies on there, on the shackles, on the other side of the shackle is going to be the high line. So high line, the anchor side here connects to the shackle here. The web locks connect on this side. So we have an uninterrupted line from the anchor to the web locks, and these hang slings are only holding the system up. So once we got the once we have the shackles on, it's a really simple process here. We really need to make sure that the feet of the hang frame are placed well. So we need to have the feet pretty much close to the edge, and you can see the feet here are pretty far away from the edge. So if we imagine that being the edge of the cliff out there, we want the feet to be maybe around here, but you can see the whoopie is a little too short for that now. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to milk the rope through the whoopie. It's really, really simple. And these whoopie slings are each rated to 24 kilonewtons by Samson ropes, following the Samson technique for making these whoopies. And you can see now that I've just made this whoopie way too long. I'm going to need to actually shorten it a bit. Drop this whole thing to the ground. Let's give that a try, and then I can adjust it later. Alright, so now that the whoopie's adjusted, I've got my feet placed, and then I adjust the whoopie. I get that up, we're just going to imagine that's next to the cliff edge. So once the whoopie is set up here, and remember it's double whoopies, and then they need to be balanced. So once it gets a little bit of load on there, not much load, like about this much is good enough, then you can adjust the whoopies. Can you come in here? These are self-cinching here, so you can see that this rope is just going on the inside of this rope, and it cinches, and it's full strength. Once I leave it like this, it's full strength. There's nothing else that needs to be done. But I can adjust the length here simply by pulling on that, and when I let go, 24 kilonewtons. So again, I got the A-frame set up, got the anchor line coming out to the hang point. And the hang point, again, is going to have the web locks on it. When this is all set up, the web locks, we're going to want the hang frame to be leaning just a little bit back. And if you see from the side view over here, you can see just a little bit of hang back, because the anchor materials are going to stretch a little bit. So as they stretch over time, this hang frame is going to start leaning forward more and more, because this hang point has leaned forward. But as it is now, the hang point is leaning just a little bit back, and that's where we want it to start with. We want to be able to adjust these whoopie slings as the festival goes on, because as the length changes, we want to just really optimize that the hang frames are mostly upright, leaning a little bit back towards the anchor. And that's just the basics of the A-frame rigging. It's really, really simple. I'm just giving the surrounding information on it, so when we go to do this on site, we all are on the same page on what we're doing.